Good morning everyone, myself Sanjay Kumar. Today in this lecture we are going to discuss short shunt and long shunt compound generators at a time. If the generator is connected as a long shunt as well as short shunt, so what is the changes in currents and what is the change in generated EMF, or is it will be equal? Let us we are going to see. Now the question is, a compound generator supplies a load of 5 kilowatts at 250 volts. The armature, series and shunt field resistances are 1 ohm, 0.5 ohms and 125 ohms respectively. Find the generated EMF and armature current if it connected as long shunt and also short shunt. Now it's a very simple problem we can make if you remember the current relations for long shunt as well as short shunt generators. Now the solution is obtained by, so write the given data first. So what is the given data? A compound generator supplies a load of nothing but, this load is nothing but output power delivered, it is nothing but output power. So output power is nothing but P out is given by 5 kilowatts, nothing but 5000 watts, and the load voltage or otherwise voltage across load terminals is 250 volts, and armature resistance, so armature resistance RA is equal to 1 ohm, and series field resistance RAC is equal to 0.5 ohms, and shunt field resistance RSH is equal to 125 ohms. Now calculate generated EMF and IA value, first as long shunt and second as short shunt. Now see how it is going to be, what is the main difference in currents and what is the changes. Okay, now first we will consider as long shunt compound generator. First case, as a long shunt compound generator, we have in long shunt compound generator similar to shunt generator, we have IA is equal to ISC and IA is equal to ISC is equal to IL plus ISH. IA is equal to ISC, which is equal to IL plus ISH. Then IL is equal to P output by V. So IL is, what is the output power? 5000 kilowatts. Sorry, 5000 watts divided by 250 may get, so 20 amperes as load current for long shunt generator. Similarly, ISH is equal to V by RSH. So ISH is equal to 250 by 125, which is equal to 2. Now the shunt field current is 2 amperes. Now we know load current and shunt field current. The armature current is given by, So Ia is equal to 20 plus 2, how much? 22 amperes. Now the armature current is determined by simply remembering the current relations. Okay, since it is a long shunt, armature and series windings both are in series, so the armature current is also equal to series current, which is 22 amperes. And the load current, shunt current is determined similar to shunt generator. Then what is the generated EMF in this long shunt compound generator? So we have EG is equal to V plus IA into RA plus RAC plus brush contact drop. So the brush contact drop is not given, so we can simply neglect it, and RA and RAC is given, we can substitute them, we can calculate the generated EMF. Now EG is equal to V 250 plus IA is armature current 22 amperes, and the RA is equal to 1 ohm and RAC is 0.5, so 1 plus 5, 1 plus 0.5, we will get 1.5, and 250 plus 22 into 1.5, I think what 22 plus 11, 33, so 283 volts is generated EMF for long shunt compound generator. The machine runs as a long shunt. This generated EMF would be 283 volts at the armature current of 22 amperes. Now this is the first case. Now we'll go for the second case as a short shunt compound generator. Now the data will remain same. Okay, so same data I am going to take off as a. Now the second case is as a short shunt compound generator. Now what is the relations in short shunt compound generator? If you image the short shunt compound generator connection diagram, we can observe here IL is equal to ISC and IA is equal to IL plus ISH, or we can also write ISC plus ISH. But ISH calculation is very important in short shunt. So how it is given? So since ISH, so I will write here, we'll take this. Now ISH shunt current in short shunt is given by ISH is equal to V plus ISC into RAC divided by RSH. Whereas in long shunt it is similar to shunt generator V by RSH, but there is a series drop also going to add here. Now ISH is equal to V, what is the value of V? 250 plus, and series current. So what is the series current? Series current is same as load current. So load current is also similar to previous case we determined. So what is the load current? Which is equal to 20 amperes multiplied by series resistance. So what is the series resistance? 0.5 ohms divided by shunt resistance is 125. We can also write here, since IL is equal to IS is equal to 20 amperes, while load current remains same, there is no change in load current since the output power is 5 kilowatts and 250 volts. So I consider IL is equal to ISC as 20 amperes. So there is no change in load current. So ISH is equal to V plus ISC into RAC by RSH. Now if you calculate this, 250 plus 20 half 10 divided by 125, so 260 by 125. Now you may get 525 is 552, so ISH is equal to 2.08 amperes. 2.08, you can make 25 to 0.08, so ISH is equal to 2.08 amperes. Now load current is there and shunt current is there. So what is the value of armature current? The armature current is given by so IA is equal to IL plus ISH. We already written here, same I am repeating. Now IA is equal to IL plus ISH 2.08. Now IA is 22.08 amperes. Now since the load current and field currents are same, so same armature current we are getting here. 0.08, approximately same value we are getting for this case. Now what is the generated EMF in short shunt generator with this armature current and with shunt current and load current remains same? Now we will calculate it. So I will take up this given data. In short shunt compound generator, EG is equal to, if you remember the short shunt compound generator diagram, EG is equal to V plus armature drop plus series drop plus brush contact drop individually calculated. Whereas in long shunt, armature series current both are same, but here armature current may not be equal to series. Now EG is equal to V250 plus IA is equal to 22.08, armature resistance is only 1 ohm plus series current is same as your load current 20 multiplied by series resistance is 0.5. Now 250 plus 22.08 plus 20 into 0.5, 10. Now EG is equal to 22 plus 32, so 282.08 volts. Now the generated EMF is almost 283 volts, so EG is equal to 282.08. Now since the load current is same and the generated EMF also same, and we are also not changing the shunt field current, so the solution for both long and short shunt generator, the EMF remains same until you change the excitation as well as load currents. Now we will see the one more problem on DC shunt generator. If generated EMF and load voltage is given, so how you calculate the load currents and armature currents? Now the question is, a shunt generator induces EMF on open circuit is 127 volts. When the machine on load, it is 120 volts. Find the load current if armature and shunt field resistances are 15 ohms and 0.2 ohms respectively. Now it is shunt generator having open circuit voltage. Open circuit voltage is nothing but the no load EMF or induced EMF. So the induced EMF is 127, nothing but generated EMF, and when machine runs at load, the terminal voltage is 120 volts, nothing but it is the load voltage which is given by 120 volts. Now for this If EMF is 127 and voltage is 120, what is the load current with this resistances? 15 ohms as shunt and 0.2 ohms as armature resistance. Now the solution is obtained by, now write the given data first. A DC shunt generator has no load induced EMF, nothing but generated EMF 127 volts, and load voltage is nothing but V 120 volts. And armature resistance is, so armature resistance RA is equal to 0.2 ohms, small value, and shunt resistance is nothing but shunt field winding resistance is 15 ohms. 15 ohms is RSH. Now for this we have to find out load current. To determine load current, first of all we have to determine armature current. Now let us see how we are going to determine this. We have in DC shunt generators, EG is equal to V plus IA into RA plus BCD. Now since BCD equal to 0, EG is equal to V plus IA into RA. Now substitute EG and V values. Substituting EG and V values and also RA. So 127 is equal to 120 plus, we are having RA equal to 0.2 into IA. Now 0.2 into IA, taking into left hand side unknown parameter, 127 minus 120, so IA is equal to 7 by 0.2. now IA is equal to 35 amperes. Now the armature current is 35 amperes, but the question is what is load current? Now we are having the relation between armature load and shunt currents, so it is necessary to determine the shunt current. So we have IA is equal to IL plus ISH. So ISH is equal to V by RSH. Now again, what is V? 120, and what is RSH? 15 ohms. You substitute here 120 by 15. So ISH is equal to 8 amperes. Now shunt current is determined and you are having the armature current. So what is the load current? Therefore load current is given by IL is equal to IA minus ISH. So IL is equal to 35 minus 8. Now IL is equal to 27 amperes. Now this is the solution for a simple problem in terms of armature current and in terms of shunt currents. Now the load current is 27 amperes if the generated EMF is 127 volts and the load voltage is 120 volts, 0.2 ohms as armature and 15 ohms as shunt resistance. The armature current is 35 amperes. So the solution is very simple. IL is equal to 27 amperes. Now we will going to discuss the difference between shunt generator and a series generator. Now shunt generator, the field winding is connected across armature, it is called as shunt generator, whereas the field winding is connected in series with armature, it is called as series generator. Now what is the difference between these two in terms of the series winding and shunt windings? So you can see here the first point is shunt winding having more number of turns. So what is this? Shunt winding having more number of turns, whereas series winding has only few turns. Now what is the reason for this? So series winding has to carry large number of amperes, whereas the shunt winding requires few amperes. It may be less than 2 amperes, less than 1 ampere. So field current is very less, whereas series current is very high. Since it is connected in series with armature, whatever the current coming from the armature has to carry by series winding. Now the second point is thin insulated wire is used for windings, whereas thick insulated wire is used for windings. Now what is the difference between thin and thick insulated? So the thin insulated winding gives the less cross sectional area, so it is having more number of turns, but cross sectional area of this conductors is very less. Whereas thick insulated winding, we are using the large cross sectional area. Since the turns are very few, but it occupies the large cross sectional area, we have cross sectional area and resistance relation. So what is that? If you take resistance is equal to rho L by A, since R is inversely proportional to cross sectional area. If you increase the cross sectional area, resistance is going to decrease. Whereas R is proportional to 1 by A, cross sectional area decreases, now the resistance is going to increase. Now this is the case related to shunt, and this is the case related to series generator. Now by using thick insulated wire, you are increasing the cross sectional area. Now the cross sectional area increases, the resistance is going to decrease, remaining all the parameters constant. Whereas in thin insulated winding in shunt generators, the cross sectional area is less, but resistance is very high. Now you can see here the third point, shunt current is very less. So the shunt current is in the range of 0.5 to 5 amperes. So 5 amperes is the rare case. We are using almost 2 amperes to enough to generate the 220 volts at the low turn at the armature conductors, whereas series current is 10 to 100 amperes. It is almost equal to the load currents. So the series generator current is very high. It is having the hundreds, 90s, 80s, since it is equal to the load current. And the resistance of DC shunt generator is very high, in the range of 50 to 500 ohms. So why it is very high? Because we are using very thin insulated winding, less cross sectional area, so resistance of shunt field winding is very high and current is very less. See, series resistance is very less, almost it is less than 1 ohm and less than 0.05 ohms, and it is less than armature resistance, but the current carried by series generator is very high, so the resistance is very less. Now, these are the major differences between shunt and series generator in terms of winding parameters. And you can also take the current relations. In shunt generator, the armature current is equal to IL plus ISH, whereas in series generator IA is equal to ISC is equal to IL. Now the armature current delivering from generated EMF from armature conductors is the sum of load plus shunt current. Armature current may not be equal to load current since a small amount of shunt current also, but here the armature current is equal to load currents. And also series winding. So series winding have the capability to carry the large currents IA and IL, whereas the field winding is very less current carried when compared to armature current. So it is in the range of we have already seen 0.525, whereas the series current is very high in this case. And also shunt generators runs at the constant speed. They are used for charging purpose, batteries charging, whereas series generators are used for voltage boosters. We can also take it this. So used for charging batteries. Now this is used as voltage booster again. So it will increases the voltage as it carries the huge amperes, whereas this shunt generator used for charging the batteries and small lighting loads also, but the series generator is used for voltage booster, which increases the voltage. You can often see in railways this voltage booster functions will appears. Now this is the basic difference between series and shunt generators. But if you combine with series and shunt generators, we will have the compound generators. So we will function the both functions, like we can act as series as well as shunt generator characteristics are going to be added. Now this is the main difference between shunt and series generators.